Today we are going to discuss about deleting a node from a linked list. That too, we are going to delete front node of a linked list. First of all, you should know what is linked list. Linked list is collection of nodes. That too, interlinking of nodes. So here there are four nodes: node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4. They are arranged as a linked list. The name of the linked list is a pointer which is pointing to first node of the linked list. So now list is a linked list which is having four nodes. Every node contains, see, if you observe, it contains two parts. The first part is data, the second part is address. Data and address. So every node contains two members. First member is data, the second member is address of next node. Address of next node. So data, see here, data, first node data is 40, second node data is 30, third node data is 20, fourth node data is 10. But what is the value that is there in second part or second member which holds address? So first node knows address of second node knows address of third node knows address of fourth node should know the address of next node. There is no node. When there is no node, it will contain null. It will be assigned as null, indicating that it is last node of the linked list. Last node of the linked list. Then, as the node contains two parts, the node is defined like the structure node, which is having data and address of next node. So the variable is taken as a pointer, address as asterisk next. So next is a variable which holds address of next node. A variable which holds address of next node is a pointer. So node is structure consisting of two members. Then there is a list, linked list having four members or four nodes. We wanted to delete one node, that to front node. So we wanted to delete node 1. After deleting node 1, the list will contain only three nodes. That too, the next node becomes, or the second node becomes, the first node of the linked list after deleting first node. Now what is the procedure to delete a node or to delete front node of the linked list? We'll call a delete node function. So delete node is a function. We have to write some instructions for delete node function. What is the procedure of this function? I will explain. Now, node type q, node type q, declare a node q. Q is a variable. Let us take a variable q, pointer q of type node type. Then q is list, assign. See, first instruction, q is a pointer, assign it to list. So already list is pointing to first node. Now q is also pointing to first node. Q is a pointer pointing to first node of the linked list. That is, we wanted to delete node 40. Node with information 40. So assign, so link or assign a pointer pointing to the node to be deleted. Q is list. That is first node. I wanted to delete 40, this q node. And if you delete this node, 30 becomes your first node of the linked list. So you move this name of the linked list to next node. See, list is q next. List is pointing to first node. First node is q also. So q next is 30. So list is q next. Now list becomes pointing to next node. Now you wanted to use q data after some time in some other process, then you can assign it to x. X is q data is 40, 40 is assigned to x. Then there is an instruction called free, dynamic instruction, dynamic memory management instruction, free q means it deletes or deallocates memory of the node pointed by q. So 40, the node with information 40 is deleted, so that list is pointing to node having information 30. So now list is the name of the linked list pointing to first node of the linked list, where first node will be 30, second node is 20, third node is 10, like this. So this is the final list will you will have after deleting a node, front node. So initially the list contains 4 nodes. Now when you execute these instructions, automatically the first node will be deleted, second node becomes your first node, and list consisting of now 3 nodes only. Now let me explain the function to delete a node from the front end of a linked list. Front end of a linked list or first node of a linked list. First node of a linked list. So I'm going to delete first node of a linked list. Say if I wanted to delete this node, so there is a linked list. I'm going to delete a node using del node function. So delete node function is declared in here. So int delete node means delete node function deletes one node and returning the value of the node deleted. Now delete node p. What is p? P may be the name of the linked list. Here name of the linked list is list. There are 4 nodes in the linked list. List is the pointer pointing to first node of the linked list, and we are using delete node function. Delete node function list. X is delete node list, and there is an address list, address of list. So here we are going to delete a node from the list. Before deleting there are 4 nodes. After deleting there will be 3 nodes. The parameter we are passing is going to be modified. Whenever you wanted to call a function, while calling a function, if you are passing a parameter, that parameter is changing, automatically the parameter is passed as a reference parameter. You wanted to modify the content, the parameter should be passed as reference parameter. Function call by reference. Because see, before deleting there are 4 nodes, after deleting there are 3 nodes. List is going to be modified. So we need to pass as a reference parameter. Whenever you wanted to pass a reference parameter, it becomes a pointer. Already it is a pointer, so we use 2 pointers here. So asterisk p is address, asterisk p is your value. Then inside the function, p is your list, p is your list. Then node type q, declare a variable called q. Then if p is null, is p, what is p? Is list null? P is nothing but list. Is list null? No. List is not null. List is having 4 nodes. Then else part. Q is p. P is already pointing to first node. So this is q. Then p is q next. P moves to next node. P moves to q next. Then x is q data. X is 40. Free q. The node memory that is pointed by q will be deallocated. So the node is removed or the node is deleted. Then return x value will be returned, 40 will be returned because it is returning some value. It is integer, it is returning 40, the value of the node deleted. Then end of the program, end of the function. So you can see initially before delete function there are 4 nodes in the list, and after delete function there will be 3 nodes. So see, p is pointing to 30, p is nothing but your list, is nothing but your list. So list is pointing to 30, it is pointing to 20, it is pointing to 10. Then 10 next is null, means it is last node of the list, last node of the linked list. So before delete node function, there are 4 nodes in the linked list. After delete node function, there are 3 nodes in the linked list. So the first node is deleted using these instructions. Practice it with some other example. Thank you.